Hello and welcome to Chasm, friends. I'm Sebastian, your host. Today we got some fascinating new developments in the field of UAPs. Guys, you won't believe it what's happening, okay? You won't believe it. We got some crazy videos to go through today, so without much further ado, let's start and let's go through all the fascinating videos that we have. Now let's start with Trump. What? I thought this was not a political channel. Don't worry guys, we're not going into politics. But if politics has something to do with UAPs or UFOs, then we are very much interested in it. And very recently Trump was asked about the drones, right? And as we all know, Trump will soon be president. So he was asked, what about the drones? And this is what he said. Let's have a listen, friends.
Very suddenly, do you have any idea whatever happened to the drones?
What happened to drones?
Well, you had said that you knew you thought the government knew what was happening with these drones over New Jersey. There were some by Bedminster.
I don't know. They're over Bedminster a lot, so I can imagine. I'm going to give you a report on drones about one day into the administration, because I think it's ridiculous that they're not telling you about what's going on with the drones. And it's not only with me. Glenn was telling me today that in Virginia they have drones all over the place too, and nobody's reporting it. I don't know why they're not. Do you want to say something about that?
Just one quick comment, which is we are home to the largest naval base in the world in Quantico, and we house a lot of the SEAL teams and have a huge national security infrastructure. And now for 2 years running, we have had drone incursion over secure airspace, and we still don't know why. And I think that's absolutely unacceptable. And I think President Trump and the new leadership coming in, I think, will work diligently to understand who's behind this and what we do in order to stop the digital surveillance of all of our secure infrastructure.
Is it dangerous?
Well, I can tell you this. While we were dealing with a terrorist attack in New Orleans, we had drones being flown over our nuclear reactors in Louisiana. And we brought that attention to the FAA. We've been asking the FAA to give these states the ability to mitigate these drones. And it's sitting on some bureaucrat's desk. And that's real.
Nobody knows. They don't want to talk about it. Go ahead, Governor, you were going to say?
I was just going to say we have drones in Wyoming flying over our infrastructure as well. And it's incredibly frustrating that we not only have no way of knowing what it is, but nobody knows how to deal with them.
They don't want to talk about it, and nobody knows why. They don't want to talk about it. That could be us sending drones. I hope that's the case, us doing it and doing research, and maybe they don't want to talk about it from that standpoint. I hope it's not an enemy, but we're going to find out on the 21st, the day after. You have to give me a little time for the inauguration, but shortly thereafter, we'll give you a report on it. We'll tell you exactly what it is. They know, and it's very strange that they aren't talking about it. Peter, thank you very much. Does Biden does he do this kind of a news conference?
Wow! Okay, some interesting information. So the drone situation is, as we all have guessed already, absolutely not over, okay? It is absolutely not over. So you heard the people saying that there are drones flying over nuclear installations. There are drones flying in the respective states, in different states. This one guy said during the terrorist attack in New Orleans, drones were flying above nuclear power plants nearby. Another guy said drones are flying over critical installation in Wyoming and nobody knows what they are, and they filed at the FAA for an inquiry, but of course the FAA is not the most efficient agency, I would say, and of course, nobody's getting answers. So it's interesting that Trump said that he would, look into the drones on the first day in office. Let's see how fast anything of information will be revealed, but we all know what's going to happen. If the drones really are what we think they are, or let's say if a part of the drones really are what we think they are, namely that they are just sent out, that they were just sent out to investigate the UAPs, the orbs that we've seen like for weeks now. Because if that is the case, and Trump finds out, okay, like the US sent out the drones to, muddy the waters and to obfuscate the truth, which is that UAPs, orbs, UFOs, extraterrestrial vehicles are flying around the skies in the US, and that the drones were just sent out by the US government to kind of obfuscate the truth, I think, I'm not sure if he will reveal this to the public. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure if he will on day one say, okay guys, I just found out there's an extraterrestrial presence flying with impunity over the US, and we send out the drones to make you believe that there's nothing to see here. Next topic on the agenda, bye. I would be very surprised if that was the case. I would be very surprised, but it's interesting to see that nothing has been resolved, and I'm curious, of course, what Trump will do with the drone situation and also like with disclosure, because we have many people now involved in the government who are quite pro-disclosure, right? I'm very, very interested how the next 4 years will play out with regards to disclosure, if the UFO truth will come out, because seldomly before were there so many people involved in the government that were pro-disclosure. So that will be very interesting, I would say for sure, in the next 4 years. Now, while we are on the topic of the USA, everybody heard, and some people unfortunately found out by themselves, that there are huge wildfires in California, which is really brutal, really insane what's happening there. And yesterday I showed some videos of strange objects flying through the smoke clouds at insanely high speeds and doing bizarre, impossible seeming maneuvers. And now another object was spotted here. I have a short clip here of a strange object flying through the smoke clouds. Let's have a look, friends. Can you see it? It's quite faint. Ah, yeah, here. Oh God, no. It's a Dementor from Harry Potter, right? Crystal clear. Crystal clear. No, but seriously, what the hell is this? So luckily someone did an analysis already, so we don't have to do it ourselves. We don't have to do our usual routine where we zoom in and enhance contrast and everything. This has been done for us already. Someone posted this on Reddit. So friends, let's have a look what this object could be. And in the lower right corner, you will see the object in an enhanced way. And what is it, friends? It is a bizarre kite. It is a bizarre form of an LED kite. I'm not kidding, those freaking kites exist. That is why it's so important to remain vigilant, to remain critical, because the number of misinterpretations and wrong interpretations of objects that fly through the sky will just increase with more sophisticated drones. Like, imagine we are just now starting to have quite sophisticated drones. Imagine the next 10-15 years, what kinds of drones we will have, what kinds of like fancy LED kites or whatever stuff that we're going to have, which will make misinterpretations and misattributions and wrong sightings even more prevalent. So we have to be super critical and super careful. So even though this looked really weird and really insane, friends, this is just a fancy type, a weird type of Dementor looking, bizarre, strange LED kite. Now guys, let's go through some false positives, okay? On this channel we sometimes debunk stuff. I know it's not as fancy and cool as showing you real UFOs, but it is so super important to be critical, to be very critical of false sightings. Why? Because the skeptics use this argument to make fun of the UFO topic, okay? Even if there's like a few % of truth in the UFO topic, say 5% of true sightings, right? Even if there's a true core, because there's so much garbage and so much fakery and so many misattributions and wrong sightings, misidentifications, skeptics will say, ah, look, it's all fakery, it's all, just balloons, flares, whatever. And therefore it's so important to be critical, and I want this to be the most critical UFO channel, UAP channel on the internet. That's my plan for this channel. I want this to be the most critical and brutal UFO channel on the internet. We will debunk brutally, but in doing so, friends, in doing so, we will get rid of all the noise until only a crystal clear signal remains. A crystal clear signal. The true UFOs. We want everything else, to get rid of everything else, right? That's why I will be super strict, and I will sometimes even debunk stuff on this channel, okay? So here is a good example, like this. Let's have a look, friends. This looks super insane, and everybody would say like, wow, this is an orb. Whoa, confirmed. This is an orb. Let's have a look, friends.
Oh, tak predsa len prišli mimozemšťania na SMPčku.
I agree, yeah. I don't understand a word, but... Meteorite! I love the commentary. The kid was amazing. Anyways, friends, what is this? This is not an orb, this is a flare, okay? It is a flare. It is a flare. That's how they look sometimes. They look really, wow, intense and bright and amazing. But that is why we must be so super careful. Because we don't want misattributions and misidentifications to obfuscate the true core of the UFO phenomenon. Here's another interesting example that on first sight looks, wow, really insane. Let's have a look, friends.
There's people flying drones.
I have no idea what's with this bizarre music. I have no idea. That's a techno UFO party, friends. Techno UFO party.
Those just flew out from that building. Those fucking drones.
Okay, looks interesting. Seriously, the music though. My God.
Is going on. You people see this? Those just flew out from behind that fucking road. Those drones. What?
Uh-huh. Okay, on first sight, this looks super interesting, right? Now here it is zoomed in, friends.
There's people flying fucking drones.
Here you can see it zoomed in. But the beat is not bad. But we can see there are rotating objects, but do they display any unusual behavior? Like, do they display any unusual behavior? I don't think so. Right? We can just see like rotating objects that are drifting in the wind.
What the
So, you know,
is going on?
Guys,
see this? Those just flew
balloons, like mylar balloons that are rotating and drifting in the wind, can appear the same way. So, if we are confronted with something like this here, the first step should be like, does the object display any unusual type of behavior? And in this case, it does not. It does not. They are just rotating. Look at this. Like, okay, it looks weird. But a cluster of balloons, silver like mylar balloons that kind of are drifting in the wind, they will always look weird. But the question is, do they display any unusual behaviors? That is the important thing here. And in this case, they do not. But now to something more interesting, to real UFO sightings, friends, okay? Real UAP sightings, because that's why we're here. We're not here to debunk. We're not a debunkers channel. But we want to be strict, right? And we want to only investigate the really good UFO footage because we want to understand the true nature of the UFO phenomenon. And this is a video that has been sent to me by one of our viewers from the Netherlands. And this is a live webcam that showed New Year's Eve celebrations in the Netherlands in 2013 to 2014, okay? On New Year's Eve, 31st of December 2013. And this is what the webcam recorded. And friends, this is really bizarre and interesting footage. Really fascinating footage, okay? So we see New Year celebrations. Okay? Not much happens at first. And then we see like, okay, there's an object flying through the sky. Nothing unusual yet, right? Especially with all the fireworks going on. You know, nothing unusual yet. But then what's this here? Okay, interesting. Yeah, I don't know, could be an airplane, right? Maybe it's an airplane, who knows? Okay, it's just flying here. Look at this thing here, how it is flying, right? That's interesting. Wow, what? 2 further ones here? Like, is it all airplanes? Is it all drones? We're talking late 2013, early 2014 here. Guys, that's in a time where there wasn't a DJI shop on every corner. Look at this. It's getting more. Like 2 here, another one here. Oh, another one appeared. Look at this. What the hell? This is a live webcam. This was a webcam from New Year celebrations in the city of Eindhoven in the Netherlands. Like, look at this stuff here. What are those white objects just floating across the sky? Now, really interesting stuff, and look how many. So is it all Chinese lanterns? I don't know. I mean, they are going pretty fast, friends. They are going pretty fast, I would say. And they don't have the usual reddish tone of Chinese lanterns. So this is really interesting. I don't want to 100% say, guys, this is like confirmed orbs or UFOs. But it could be. Because this is really strange stuff here. Drone shows were very uncommon back then. I would say non-existent, almost, over 10 years ago. We're talking 11 years ago. So that's fascinating stuff, I would say. Very fascinating stuff to see so many white objects floating through the sky. Now, the same person who sent me this link also sent me something which he recorded. He's called Mark, and he has a channel called the Dutch UAP, okay? Mark owns a channel called the Dutch UAP, and he managed to zoom into an orb, what he believes to be an orb. But not with like crappy optics, as many people then do with these small lenses, but we're talking a real big lens, a real teleobjective. And he zoomed in, and let's see what he found when an orb flew by. Okay, let's zoom forward, because that's when it gets more interesting.
Oh, this one is beautiful.
Look at this.
I don't touch the camera.
Like, this is close-up footage of an orb, friends.
Now, this is impossible.
Like, this is zoomed in footage of an orb. Look at this.
Stationary, people. Keep it like this for 10 seconds.
Wow.
Wow, this is beautiful.
It's just hovering there.
Colors with
Just
the naked
hovering.
eye, it seems yellow, goldish.
And this is not this time this is not the bokeh effect, because we have a big objective here with a very high resolution, with a high resolution power, okay? Bokeh effect happens when you zoom in with a small lens that doesn't have a high, you know, resolution capability. But he zoomed in here with a big teleobjective with a high resolution power. So, So, okay, the object went dimmer now and started flying to the right. That's interesting. And here is again what we saw before. Zoomed in picture of an, like, zoomed in footage, video of an orb. Wow. Looks like, yeah, plasma. It looks like some sort of like plasma ball. It's insane. It's crazy. Very interesting, friends. Very interesting. Mark Owen from the Dutch UAP. Thank you so much for your excellent footage. And now, friends, we have like, wow, incredibly good footage here, recorded on the 7th of January in the city of Hebei or Hebei. I am not sure exactly how you pronounce it, but it's written Hebei, China. And the Chinese drone narrative is a bit hard to hold up when people in China themselves also see strange objects flying through their skies where they also don't know what they are. So let's have a look what the people in Hebei saw. Wow. Are you kidding me? Again, sorry, this is too insane. Look at the speed with which this object here comes flown in, friends. What the? Look at the speed of this thing and how round it is. How big and round. This is a huge sphere of light flying through the air at a speed of, I don't know, 100 kph, 60 mph or something? Or more, faster maybe? And the shape, friends, the shape. I mean, I'm sorry, but the shape, like, this is insane. Look at the shape. It is perfectly round. And the beautiful thing here is, friends, this video provides everything we want in a UAP/UFO video, friends. This provides everything we want. It provides important context. Okay, where was it recorded? How do the surroundings look? What time of day was it? Is the picture in focus, yes or no? We see it is in focus. We see here are stars for comparison. Look how they look like point light sources. Okay, they look like perfect points. Points. Here as well. Point everywhere. Stars, right? But here see this diffuse light. Very diffuse light. Look at this. Look how it is a perfect... You cannot say that this is bokeh effect. This is not bokeh effect, because as a comparison you have the stars which look like perfect points. But this thing looks like a huge sphere. A huge white glowing sphere. This is insane, this footage. Look at this. Here you see it again. Star. This here, certainly not a star. No. And also, friends, this also excludes a drone. Why? Because if this was a drone, if we can see stars here, if the resolution of this smartphone is so good with which I assume it was recorded, and you can see stars, then you would be able to see details of a drone, right? You would see red, green, blinking lights. I don't know, you would see more resolution, more surface detail. But this is just a big ball of light, which I assume, look how big it is. We can actually make an estimate. Here is a window, right? This is an apartment building in China. They are always very tall, right? 20, 30, 40 stories tall. And you can see, okay, this is a window which is normally, I don't know, 1.5 meters tall, right? let's assume 1.5 meters tall. So that's like 4.5 to 5 feet tall, right? And now we can see this object vanishing behind the apartment building. Okay, we see it vanish behind the apartment building. So it's even further away than these windows here, right? But now we see that one window, okay, one window here has about the same size as this ball of light. But the ball of light is even further away because it vanishes behind the building. So it must be even bigger than these windows, which, as we said, we estimate them to be 1.5 meters in diameter. So this ball of light, this orb, this is a legitimate orb here, could have a diameter of, let's say, 2 meters. Wow. A 2 meter diameter orb. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look at this. Look at how, look at how it's vanishing behind the apartment complex. Look at how it is vanishing. This is incredible, friends. This is truly incredible. And you can even see, like, he tilts the camera to the side and you see an afterglow. You see some sort of like afterglow effect here. Wow. And here you can even see, like, it is gone already behind the building, but you can still see it shining. Okay? You can still see it shining, and how the building is being somehow illuminated by this object. Wow. Like, wow. Okay, this is incredible footage. This is one of the best orb videos I have ever seen. This is one of the best orb videos I have ever seen. This is how an orb looks. And from the video before, we also saw how Mark from the Netherlands zoomed into the orb, and we saw, like, this is like just a glowing sphere of light, of plasma of some sort, right? So this here also is very much in line with this, very much in line. And this is really incredible footage. This object is really large, very fast. So we can exclude drones, we can exclude airplanes, we can exclude, you heard it yourself, it made no sound. There was even sound recording here. This video has everything that we want: context, high resolution and sound. No sound audible, nothing. This is not a drone, friends. This is not an airplane, friends. This is an unknown object. This is what we want to see. This is an unknown object, an anomalous object, a UAP, a UFO. Okay? We don't know what those things are. They could be like technological objects. They could be plasmoids, I don't know, life forms, whatever. They could be spherical UFOs. Okay? They could be like spherical UFOs which glow due to their propulsion system, which I tend to believe more, but whatever is the reality, we don't know. We don't know. We just know this is nothing man-made, and this footage is therefore one of the best orb videos I've ever seen, friends. So we saw some really incredible footage today, some false positives, but also videos like these ones here that then make us believe, okay, it's very likely that some of the UAPs, some of the objects we see in the sky are of non-human origin. Not all. Seriously, not all. We debunked a lot of stuff now. But a small percentage of objects that we see in the sky are, in my opinion, of non-human origin, built by a non-human intelligence. To what purpose? I hope we will find out together, friends. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks also to our Patreons for supporting the channel. You people are all wonderful and amazing. I wish you a wonderful day and see you in the next video tomorrow. Bye.